line. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up.
And hello everyone, welcome back to PTM Racing TV. We're live here tonight at Old School League for Kentucky at Kentucky Speedway as our drivers of the Old School ARCA series will go out of here. Kentucky Speedway. Hi again everyone, I am Christian the Crusaders driver. Welcome back to the show as we get ready to get into our lineup here tonight. Looking to be a strong race and a strong battle all the way through for some of these drivers as they get situated through right now, getting things taken care of last minute. Brian W. Wiggins throwing down a few last laps here, just kind of get himself situated through, getting things taken care of. He's our last driver right now to get into the ready to go for staging here. And then we will bring our drivers, the stars in the cars, ready to life and get them ready to go here. They've got a long lineup of drivers here looking to possibly take it home. Looks like James Freddy Kruger will take home that top spot yet again. And qualifying, that is, for now. We'll see how well that plays out for him at the moment because he's got a lot of work here. As we get situated through, getting ready to go here for tonight's action currently. We're just ready to wrap up qualifying, about 10 more seconds to go, and then qualifying is done, over with. Bamboo skedaddle, we're done with it. We'll be ready to go racing here in just a little bit. But as we get situated on through, I think it's only fair to say we show you guys the gridding order for tonight's race here tonight. So let's get down to business here. Let's start our grid up. Starting on the pole, it will be James Freddy Kruger in that 25 machine out of Texas. And his outside, it'll be Mark Thomas there out in the European side. Right number 2, you're going to see Mark Sikosi there in that 3rd spot in his 8 car. And then, of course, the 4th spot, Johnny Taylor in the number 3. Row number 3, we're going to see Tyler Hunt on the number 20 machine and the 53 of Nicholas Wilson. David Castelli in the 24 to his outside. That will be the 57 of Paul Smarlato. The 15 of Art Mill will round out row 5 with the 21 of Terry Dougie. The 5 of Brian W. Wiggins in row 11, and final starter Caleb Case in the 12th spot. That is your starting lineup for tonight's race as we get locked and loaded here for this one. Looks to be a good one to say the least here. Looks to be a hard road and a hard race amongst all our drivers here as we get things situated by here, ready to go racing here. Drivers have now locked and loaded here under the gridding order, so let's get them situated by here and get ready to go. This is our final race here before we go into the major one coming up. which will be only about a couple days from now. We'll have another, looks like we might have another race broadcast here from the Paul's Rap Circuit. So we'll be able to tune on in for that one and enjoy that race in its entirety. You get a good look at all our drivers and everybody in their own schemes and in their own designs and everything here. Some rocking some Christmas stuff, some rocking just some little treats they fancy in, and some just kind of, well, just kind of doing their own thing, I would say. You get a good look at our field here tonight, get a good look at everybody ready to rock and load here. Getting set for this one, getting set for the action. As we load them in and get them ready to go here, everybody is now on the grid and on the order. Caleb Case looks like he's not able to make the starting lineup here. Even though he is supposed to be out on the track, he will not start with the drivers here tonight. So that will mean that everybody here will lock and load here and get into position to get ready to go for the race. As they will jockey him around, get them set, ready, stacked, racked, and all that here to get ready, go ready to go racing here, folks. Again, if you guys could as well, go ahead and like and follow us up here before we go to Christmas. We've hit so many milestones here this year, this season. It's been insane, it's been crazy, and we do appreciate that. But we hope we can show a little bit of love back to the guys and gals that come on to these shows, and come on to the races, and maybe give them a little bit of love and support. We always appreciate that around here. Lock and load them here, coming on down, get them situated by, and this time around it's going to be green flag racing at its finest. Andre has joined us on in already. He is locked and loaded with us here. Drivers coming down out of turn 3 and 4. We'll talk more about these turns here later on as they get situated through and get ready to go. Coming on down out of turn 4, now ready to go. The lights are ready to flash on. You know what that means. It's time to go racing. The green flag comes out right now. And off that line through the chicane, coming on down that front start immediately. They got to send their way to a 3 wide salute in the back there as Johnny Taylor goes in there with the 77 of Mark Thomas, the 8 of Mark Sarkozy. And they work him on by there. Tyler on the hot. Now fights it in as Mark Sarkozy out of turn 2 already. With a little bit of trouble. Spins it out on the back stretch. Johnny Taylor off to a strong start. No surprise here. The Reese's Cups peanut butter, that Reese's peanut butter cup machine number 3. Looking to try to get that old Chevrolet up into the zone, up into the Raptors. Making a hard run here tonight. Nicholas Wilson right now charging in right behind him here, coming on by down as they go into turn 1, down turn 2. Now Mark Thomas already on the hunt. He's looking to get up there with James Kruger. Running them on by down that back straightaway here. They continue the momentum. They continue it on through. You're on board here with Thomas. Back them on around down that front straightaway here. Everyone jockeying for their position, jockeying for their run, but it's James Freddy Kruger who is right now putting a nightmare on Christmas because it's I would say actually it would be a nightmare before Christmas in his case because right now he is laying into that car and laying into that momentum, keeping Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer up into the zone and up into the Raptors. With his lights shine so bright tonight, I think he knows the way to go at it tonight as they work them on down around here yet again, coming down the front straightaway here. You can see them working around this D-shaped style track, working them in hard, running them in clean. Nicholas Wilson trying desperately to get up there with the 27 of Mark Thomas. One thing you're going to notice tonight, guys, is a lot of these drivers are going to be trying to desperately get runs and get some momentum kicked in for the later half. They're going to really be trying to push these cars to their maximum, considering these are open setups. They've had plenty of time to figure out how to work 134 laps into this race here tonight. But I can guarantee you right now there's going to be a lot of battles and a lot of heavy lifting. Just trying to outdo and outwit the other as David Castelli goes in there with Tyler Hunt right now, battling him out here for the top 5. Hunt on this act, on the move, moves in on the middle side there. You got 2 lines of play here in my opinion, and that's the middle and the bottom. That outside line, well, that's really kind of out, that's kind of out of bounds zone if you ask me. Hunt doing a pretty good job kind of keeping his run, keeping his momentum, even keel, even run, and really showing what he's capable of here. It's one thing you're going to see a lot of is just how well they've got to hold on to their positions, how they got to hold on to their lap times here when it comes down to that long run or the formal run here. Brian W. Wiggins right now in that Fritz Slower Company number 5 machine, continuing up through down out of turn 1. I don't know what it is about Brian, man, but I always kind of call him kind of a late runner. I don't know what's the best way to explain it. Like, he's a hard charger on the start, but he can be a little bit of a late runner here, and can be a little bit of a problematic on his own here. But you know, he still fights a way to get some runs going here. He still finds a way to do what he needs to when it comes to the battles. But I haven't truly seen him perform a truly good long run, other than the one time he did win when he got a pretty good run there going in that finish. I can't remember where he was at that he won, but wasn't too long ago. He was really fighting in hard with his teammate there, Mark Sikosi, kind of faltering behind right now. You've got yourself a battle here coming in for 7th right now. As Wiggins and him carrying the neck together out of turn 3 and a 4. And the whole left front wheel of Wiggins gets put up on the side there. Thankfully, the wheel comes back down and gets situated through. Little love tap. I didn't think it would be enough to send the wheel through there, but apparently it did. Herb Thomas joins us on in. He's saying, hey, I'm a Thomas. Hey, Herb. How you doing, bud? It's good to have you on board. And I don't know if you got any relation to this man right here, Mark Thomas, but if you do, and maybe he's your long-lost brother or friend, or he's a relative of yours, well, it's great to have you on board, and hope you guys are going to enjoy the show here tonight. As right now, Mark Sikosi goes out of here, coming down out of turn 4 here, works it on by with Brian W. Wiggins still challenging him on in. Strong racing so far, strong runs to go through, and right now Sikosi doing everything he can to try to whip base and make way here with Brian W. Wiggins. Wiggins right now doing a tremendous job staying in his zone and staying in the Raptors, kind of making his presence felt, making his word known, and right now these are the only two that are truly going out of here for his position. Kruger's way ahead of Thomas, and Nicholas Wilson's quite a bit of ways as well right now, and these guys are just kind of eating at one another, trying to outweigh and outpace the other as they go into their corners. Running on by here down on that front straightaway here now. Wiggins has to try to fend off Sikosi as we take an onboard camera all the way around this track. You can see how hard they have to run them in those corners and how hard they have to run them by, but you see right here, this is where Wiggins is going to try to make that move yet again, coming down out of that round. Now, some of you may have already asked me, and they're probably questioning, wait a minute, why is it look kind of different from the original Kentucky Speedway we were at? Well, let me answer that for you. We're at actually the legacy version of Kentucky Speedway tonight. A little bit different and set up, and a little bit different on the nose, and right now looks like there's big trouble there for David Castelli. Damaged up on the right front end there. I'm not sure if that damage stays there, or if he maybe has too much of it. There is a fender missing on that, and that's going to put him back a little bit. But anyway, going back to the track tonight, this is a much bumpier and much more unstable version of Kentucky, because the fact is the legacy version, it was not repaved like the Kentucky you saw when Fast and Fun Cup Series came around here. That was a different kind of Kentucky. That was a lot harder racing there as well, because of how many drivers they had and what they were running. Here, this is going to be more about strategy and more about tempoing and pacing themselves to try to take the win. The battles will come as time goes on, but right now they're trying to stay low in their spots, trying to give themselves a chance and see how they goes down for it. Herb saying, I don't know him, but must be good if he is Thomas. Yeah, I'll say that much. I'm still waiting for the day I have a Shriver come on here. That'd be interesting. And for those that are confused with what I mean, my name is Christian the Crusader Shriver, as I've mentioned before. So, as they back him on around right now, currently, pretty solid run here going by here for Mr. Nicholas Wilson right now as we go on board here with the gyro cam. See how hard they got to run their lines in, how they run their spots in. You can see the Burgermeister himself, the 53, trying to deliver the toys for himself and not so much for Thomas or Kruger right now. They challenge him back in. As we look at our times wise right now, look at this here. You see times fastest wise. It currently looks like fastest, obviously, is going to be around that 32 marker. Kruger is doing a great job of that right now. He's at a 32.382. He's a fast cat right now. He is just laying into these guys. We'll see how well that plays out for him here as he works them on by. Right now, now you see Mark Thomas here still going at it here. Running them on through, running them on by. Right now, coming down out of the corner here, challenging them through. Thomas from out of the Europe camp. I believe he is from. I believe he's either from England or he might be an Australian. I can't quite remember sometimes. I don't believe he's Australian though. Runs him in hard here. Runs him in pretty quick and clean. Makes his moments. Makes his runs. Keeping it nice and tidy here. As they keep it going right now, he's got his charge coming up there on Kruger right now. He's actually time-wise, he's actually getting on him by about a 10th. He's got to get about a 100th every so often. So might have a chance here if everything goes down his way here. William Bruce Mann Jr. is joining us on in the house. William, it's great to have you on board here, my friend. William last night was running a pretty solid race, a solid battle there with the Fast and Fun Champion Power Equipment Series. What a run he had trying to get himself into victory lane, but unfortunately I don't think there was anybody beating Craig Janesiak. That Zanny man just that night was something else. But nevertheless, we are here with our Old School League Grand National Series, as they've been a part of us with, I believe, almost since we really started running these series and running the broadcast show. So kudos to them for giving us a chance and staying with us this entire time. We definitely appreciate that. Been running a pretty solid race. They've had some great races. They've had some tougher races, but it seems like all the time, though, we can always say there's something that goes down with these guys right now. Mark Thomas still trying to catch up and get some runs going here. Tyler Hunt right now starting to clean house and get a ground on Wilson. You can see how hard he's running that car in, how hard he's trying to build that momentum in. Right back on through now, back on by, down into the corner here. Runs them in clean, runs them in hard, giving them some nice time and momentum here, challenging them on through. Right back on the attack here. He's going right out there with Nicholas Wilson. Nicholas Wilson right now doing everything he can to stay ahead of that zone. Tyler trying desperately to give himself a fighting chance here, trying to get himself into position, trying to get that worked around, trying to get something built in. Looks like he's got something coming down out of turn one. Can he get it out of turn two? Drifts up a little bit. Wilson defends. Now Hunt starting to get the full run in here. He now has a hard charge. It looks like it's starting to grab pace and grab momentum. These open setup cars are there for a reason. They're doing everything they can to try to work in a long run, work in a short run, depending on their style and how they like to run them. Hunt doing a great job taking it side by side there with Wilson. These two going back and forth at it, and it'll be Tyler Hunt who manages to clear away and take home that position. Now he has gained up for the third spot, but he's got Mark Thomas in his sights, and Mark Thomas right now has this man, James, don't call him Freddy Krueger, in that 25 machine, working it on by. Right back on through now, charging them on by James. Don't call him Freddy Krueger. Now getting a little bit of a run there because Mark Thomas has got him on his end and on his position. Thomas right now doing everything he can to build up some momentum down that back straightaway here. Now they'll take it side by side coming down the corners here. Thomas desperately trying to stay in it, trying to stay on that run. He wants to get his very first win of the season in, and I thought he might have had something there, but Krueger managing to get a strong run there on that exit, and he whips it back into the lead here. Gets way ahead there of Thomas. Thomas was just running a little too hard in my opinion there. He should have backed off a little bit and give himself a chance. Have the tires burnt in too much though, because now Tyler is on the hunt. He's right behind him here trying to gain ground. And side note real quick here, folks, where we're broadcasting right now at the PTM Racing Studio compound. Currently, we are under a little bit of a blizzard here in Iowa, so just a heads up, if we do lose connection or we lose stream tonight here, that'll be the first time in a long time we've had that happen. But if it does happen for some crazy reason, just understand there was nothing we can do about that. But right now, there's one thing we can't do nothing about, and that's Tyler Hunt getting back on position and getting back on the run. He challenges in down to the inside there of Thomas. Thomas trying to defend him off the same way Kruger did. There's just one problem, though, Thomas. I think you might have ran him in a little too hard because Heiler is not giving you any positions up here, buddy. Oh, he sent it straight back down to the bottom here, defends it. Right back on the attack right now. They are going at it here with one another. Mark Thomas right now desperately trying to stay ahead of Tyler Hunt. Tyler is starting to move in, starting to close the gap yet again. Thomas drifts up a little bit high, gets into the middle zone. He's trying to get a run there on that corner. I don't know how that's going to play out for him. Gets it down, back around. Tyler moves in, takes up position, and now it's going to be Tyler Hunt who takes it on through. Tyler Hunt managing to clear way and clear pace here as they back him on down yet again. And now right behind him there, don't look now, but here comes Nicholas Wilson there in the 53 machine. Gonna charge this way up into position, looking for a run, looking for a momentum key line to the zone. Now Kodiak 27 of Mark Thomas giving it all she's got to give himself a chance, give himself a fighting run. These drivers right now are at each other's throats, are each other's game right now. Down low, Thomas tries to defend the middle. I think he had a shorter run set there because right now the longer run's going to Wilson. Nicholas now to the inside yet again, gets a nice run, but can't quite clear him that out of the exit. That's one thing you're going to go notice tonight, guys, is how well they have to exit off these corners and how well they got to get that momentum built in to stay ahead of the zone. Why is that? Well, the thing is with these corners here, because they're on Legacy, since the track's not smoothed out, any little bump you get off that exit is kind of like what Homestead is to an extent. Whereas if you overdrive that corner, you overdrive it just a hit, send you for a ride and get you into big problem territory. Wilson getting up into the wall there, unfortunately slowing down his momentum as the 8 of Mark Sikosi still challenges him on in, trying to get back into the run here. As we give a little showcase in the back here, Ball Smarado right now currently way back in the field. He's 27 seconds back of Kruger. Not lapped just yet, but Art Milne, the old pirate man himself, one of our fellow Canadians here tonight, driving in here, having a little bit of fun. Terry Dougie, another fellow Canadian, running right now with him. Solid racing from these drivers so far and solid battles beforehand. You know, just a little side note for those at home that are wondering, you know, how we even met with these guys. You know, really just all kind of debate, it all styled on basically kind of actually what helped out with Art Milne, which is kind of put a good word in for us. And after we had our other Wednesday night league kind of drop us, everything just kind of changed, and Art joined us in and took us on. And ever since then, we've changed a lot of things up. We've got new overlays, we've got new styles, we've got a whole new set of broadcast stuff going on. And we love doing all this. Herb Thomas right now rooting on for this boy right here, Mark Thomas right now, saying, let's go, Shaman, show them you can race the wheels off. Well, right now he's doing a pretty good job of it, but the current thing is, though, is he's still got over 100 laps he's got to complete and try to figure out here how to work by. Especially when you got a guy like Nicholas Wilson, who's a wily veteran around here. He'll give you a run and a half here if you're not careful. And speaking of Mr. Nicholas Wilson, if you guys must know, actually right now is our current points leader when it comes to the series as a whole right now. Yes, there is a season championship going on the line here for these drivers. As he works them on by, getting him nice into position here. Currently has a little bit of company here with Brian W. Wiggins right now. Currently going to falter a couple laps back here after a pit road strategy. Wilson gonna have to back off a little bit and let Wiggins and Thomas go at it here as Nicholas goes right into their corner zone, right back on the attack yet again. Wilson makes the pass. We have a new third place starter here right now as Wilson now moves on in, taking some momentum around there from Wilson, or excuse me, Thomas, and the Kodiak 27 machine's going to have some work to do here to get back up to that one. He's going to need to get that draft and start making his corners a little bit better. You see the car kind of shifting in really hard there. That's not what you want to see if you're in that car and you're trying to run a line here. Backing them on around, still charging them on in. It looks like we have ourselves a new race leader. Tyler is definitely on the hunt for a championship gold. He has come so far, so close, so tempting to possibly take home his race victory if it long lasts, but he has yet to have finally got himself into victory lane in quite some time, and there is trouble there down on the back straightaway. Terry Dougie. Whoa, 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 whoa. Terry Dougie got big problems there. The 21 comes to a screeching halt. Something gone completely wrong here for him. And that's going to bring out our PTM Instant Replay. Let's go ahead and take a look at this one. Here is a PTM Instant Replay as we now get our replay scoreboard up. Comes out of turn 2, and remember what I just said earlier about those bumps being a problem and trying to hang on to that zone? Well, right there is what I was talking about. Comes to a complete stop, gets spun on by. He's trying to get the car refired. Just gets a little too hard on the gas though, and sends it for a ride. Does more damage than it was worth there, unfortunately. Not what he wanted to do there. So unfortunately right now you can see there's a little bit of trouble there for Terry Dougie. He's going to get that into pit road, try to get things taken care of for himself here as we'll get focused back in on our drivers right now. Currently Tyler is on the hunt right now, looking to take home some serious hardware here tonight, trying to get himself back into the hunt for that points championship and the season championship is all said and done right now. He's doing a pretty good job running in the way he is, staying focused on position, staying focused on his momentum. But Brian W. Wiggins right now kind of cornering in on the inside line, bouncing bound on through. Tyler is now on the hunt. He moves out of turn 4 here, gets a nice solid run coming down the corner, coming back on the attack now. That Bear PTM Racing TV Home Depot machine is on a fiery battle and on a fiery start. It's been so long since we've seen Tyler Hunt in victory lane, and in all honesty, I would say he should have been in victory lane quite a few times this season. Not for a lack of trying, but just because of really, really bad luck on his end. And that's really what's been kind of the setting stone that set him back so many times here on this show and on this series. And he knows it. He's tired of it. He told me earlier today in the little interview, he's like, man, I had so much going on for me, and I had a hard little run there at Iowa, and it wasn't what I wanted. It wasn't what I needed to have happen at all. But you know what? You know, racing was racing. It was a racing incident, but ever since then, I've just been down in the dumps. I haven't been able to get to that top spot in so long. I'd love to just change it already and get that back to normal. We'll see how well that plays out, because right now, as you look at your top 5, Hunt, Kruger, Wilson, Thomas, and Sikosi are all challenging in for their positions, all challenging it in. Who will be the driver to beat? Who will be the one to claim victory? Well, we'll find out when we return to PTM Racing TV for more action from the Old School League. Tonight's race is also brought to you in part by Affordable SEO and Marketing. Services provided, of course. Excuse us, folks. With services provided like web design, pay-per-click advertising, logo design, business cards, shirts, hats, pin, candy, and more. It's time you outrank your competition online today. And by, of course, our friends over at FEGPC.net. For more information about that, let me take you to a quick little short video about FEGPC.net.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they start their sim racing journey, so I searched high and low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high-quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at fegpc.net.
Welcome back to the show right now as we currently looking on in right now. Currently, the 53 of Nicholas Wilson. Hard on the throttle and hard on the charge while he's got James Freddy Krueger right behind him here trying to make his will. The Butcher brothers right now are going at it pretty solidly and pretty hard on their momentum down that back straightaway. Good racing so far, good balance here from them, but right now, currently, Krueger trying desperately to get something going here, trying to give himself a bit of a fighting chance here between Wilson here, trying to see if maybe old Rudolph can get himself in to the top tier right now as they battle it in for this one. Running on by down turn one, back down in turn two. Krueger still trying to get a draft there on Wilson. Trying to get some momentum built in, but he just can't quite clear him there on those corners. Wilson's got a much better straightaway zone right now, and currently that's what's giving him the run to stay in that line of sight and in that independent mindset. We'll see how well that plays out here because Krueger right now is not giving any inches up to him. He's not going to give him any chances here. As mentioned before here, guys, tonight will be our last night of action until Christmas is over with. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. If you're watching this from the past, tomorrow, the next day after that will be Christmas Day. So, kind of obvious. We're going to let our producers, let our friends, our family go ahead and spend Christmas with one another. But the next time we will see you guys, I believe it will be on the 27th. We have another special race coming your way, so be sure to tune on in for that one. And then, of course, on Monday night, we'll have our Pure Speed boys back at it here. And then Tuesday night, it'll be back to normal with the Fast and Fun Cup Series and Old School, of course. As we'll head, I think we're heading to Five Flag Speedway next week for these Old School boys. So right now, between these two in the back here, it looks like Krueger and Wilson, The teammates going at it with one another right now, trying to team up on each other. And I don't know, they're trying to draft off one another to help each other out, or maybe they just want to battle each other to the end and have some fun with this one because Tyler is definitely on the hunt right now just to get away from him even further. He just is completely dominating this one right now. Brian W. Wiggins right behind him here, trying to challenge him in, trying to get some runs and momentum here. Brian decides to send it straight down low, get a little bit of a run there. Whoa! Well, that looked a little too familiar to a few times we've seen here on the show. That's not something we want to do there, and Tyler knows that. Oh my, Brian W. Wiggins about took Tyler for a ride and a half there, and thankfully managing to get out of that zone. Running him on by here, still charging him on in. Still hanging on to his position here right now. Looks like he's going to throw one right back at Wiggins here for doing that. And Wiggins staying up on the high end, staying on the low end, going by down around yet again. I was about to say, that's some kamikaze moves right there to sing it in that low and keep it sticking. But if it does stick, then let it run. Let it dig, baby. But I don't know if I would do that too often right now, especially considering how far Tyler's on the lead zone. He's actually lost a few. Seconds here because of that battle here. As Nicholas Wilson's only about 3 seconds back of him, where it was about 5 seconds there for Wilson a minute ago. Running him back on through, coming down out of turn 4 here. Wiggins just not. I'm kind of surprised right now with how aggressive he's driving. Because of how far he is away in position right now, I would have kind of tamed in and been kind of laid off a little instead of trying to drive it in that hard. But, you know, they definitely seem to be running in like that for a reason. The 5 there, Brian W. Wiggins still at it with Tyler Hunt. I'm not sure what's going on with these mobile teammates here as they get a little contact zone there out of turn 3. Hunt has to go way up high trying to stay off that zone, and that just makes it even more infuriating just to have to deal with what Wiggins is doing right now. Former Extreme Motorsports teammates going at it. The Butcher Brothers, number 20 there of Tyler Hunt. And the Extreme Motorsports, number 5 of Brian W. Wiggins right now at each other's throats, at each other's game. You can see the damage there on the 20 machine. He's got side skirt damage there. No big deal. That's only just cosmetic mainly. As they back them on through, down out of turn 3, back on into turn 4 here, coming by in their corners. Mark Sikosi right now, currently in the 4th spot. Not having a career renaissance as of late. He's had some great battles and great races here, and he's managed to get himself into victory lane quite a few times. But at the moment, anyway, hasn't really had much else to go off of here. Running his line in right now, running his spot in right now in the Home Alone number 8 machine, just kind of laying waste, laying into position, fighting him on through, doing what he needs to do. But after that little spin out he had on the first out of turn 2 there, he hasn't had much time to catch back up with these guys. But, you know, give credit where credit's due. At least he's fighting for this one. At least he's trying. Johnny Taylor, this man right here, we've seen him in the top. We've seen him up in that top 3 or top 2 positions. I don't know how many times since he came onto the show here. He's just been an absolute barn burner when it comes to running these ARCA series. And I think it's because of that open setups as well that helps him out a little bit and helps him kind of stay in position in his runs. Tyler is in pit road right now, so he will get in there and get things taken care of as Wilson will stay on out. I think Wilson's trying to set up a much longer run than Hunt right now, but I don't know how well that strategy is going to play when it comes to how you see him in the car later, because right now, as we're we're not even halfway through this one right now, and you're having to going in pit road already. I can say there are definitely a lot of long runs in here. Johnny Taylor decides to go in as Wilson and Hunt will now go on their zones. Hunt is out of pit road and back on the attack, and Wilson now going in. So it looks like he's trying to play out the strategy of Hunt there. And wait a minute. Hunt is going back into pit road. Whoa, that was a little bit of a psychotic move there. Try to drive it in that hard. He must have been trying to break it in because he had a little too much speed going at pit road. There's penalties if you get in there too quick. Not sure what happened there or what went wrong, but we're not getting any word from the race officials on what went down there. The 25, James, don't call him Freddy Krueger, is right now on his zone and on patrol. Moving him on by down out of the front straightaway here yet again with the 15 there. Coming by here once more. You can see the run there. Art Milne, an old pirate in his own right. Currently right now giving it all he's got. Giving it a good shot and a half here. Running him on through right now. Currently, the Port City Pirates machine still running him in hard. Still running him in pretty strong here as one of our lone comedians. Running them in, giving their momentum here. We've seen a lot of drivers from Newfoundland. We've seen a lot from Ontario, Alberta. We've seen a lot of drivers here coming even from, I believe, up in the Quebec City area. Not really sure where Art is from in this case, but right now he's doing a pretty solid run here the way he's been going, the way he's been running. David Castelli right now back on the attack. He was down and up in the second spot with James Freddy Krueger right up in the lead here. I'll tell you one thing there about David Castelli. It was so good to finally see him finally get that curse and that monkey off his back at Daytona International Speedway about 3 weeks ago when he came off a hard run and a hard assault there. Managing to make his way around traffic and crashing there as they were moving him down out of turns 1 and 2. But ever since then, Castelli's been kind of on a drought again. He's been struggling to get that runs and get that momentum back. He said to me earlier today here, I'm just hoping maybe we can get things figured in again and get myself a chance. But Having a little bit of a battle here with Nicholas Wilson. I don't think it's going to help your cause too much there, bud. You're going to have to kind of settle that car in a little bit. Right on around. Looks like he's going to stay low and let Wilson get around him as Mark Thomas starts to close in on the gap here once again here. Starting to challenge his way on the outside line. Castelli doesn't quite have the momentum he's looking for here. But Thomas does, and Thomas now moves it on through, gives himself a run and a half here coming on by as he focuses on the leaders. Running by down out of turn 2 here. Mark Thomas still giving a good run. Hey, Becky Flowers has joined us on in. She just wanted to stop by and say, wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year's. Becky, thank you so much, and I wish you nothing but the best to you and your family, of course. Becky, of course, part of the Sky Twice Snodgrass group. We do appreciate them always coming on by and seeing them on the track. And Becky, have a Merry Christmas to you as well and a Happy New Year. As we get back to the action right now, Nicholas Wilson right now currently about 7.5 seconds away from Kruger, but Kruger is not out of the woods yet. He's actually starting to lose a lot of ground and time there as Wilson's starting to hard charge his way back into this one. We'll see how well that plays out here, especially coming down to our halfway point here with these drivers. It's been a long, hard road and a long, hard season for these guys, and right now, everybody just wanting to try and hopefully give themselves a chance, a fighting chance, to stay in this zone and in that possibility of giving themselves some runs and a half here. But right now, this is not looking too good for them. Mark Thomas down on the back straightaway here, moves it on by there yet again around Art Mill. The Port City Pirates 15 machine gets passed on by there as they work them on around, staying in their zone, staying in the run here. That Kodiak 27 machine been really laying into waste, and right now Tyler Hunt is a lap down. But knowing him, he'll probably find a way to get that back and get himself into the race lead before we know it. I think he had to serve a penalty or something because of the way he went at pit road. It might have been also when he came out of pit road. That's the only other thing I can think of. Frustration's got to be building definitely right now on his end, considering we had a good sized lead there from the drivers. They're all hunting down this man right here, though. James, don't call him Freddy Krueger in that 25 Rudolph machine. Been a pretty solid run and solid race right now for him. Kind of staying in his zone, staying in his position right now. Working it on by now, giving himself a good run and a half here, staying in that position. Mark Thomas, though, not out of the hunt yet. Neither is Tyler Hunt or Wiggins right now. Gets passed on by there from Hunt. They took it to 3 wide slip there out of turn 4 there. That was some serious runs and a half coming. And don't look now, but Thomas looking to maybe give himself a battle here with Nicholas Wilson. Wilson and him going out of here for second. Running him in hard, 3 wide there out of turn 2. Wiggins still out there with Wilson. Thomas kind of firing in, starting to lay into the momentum, starting to lay into the run. The Kodiak 27 machine is now back in this one. Chad Powell joins us in saying Merry Christmas all. Whoa, and it looks like the Kodiak 27 into the wall there at turn 4. I don't think that was a very jolly maneuver if you ask me there, my friend, but that's all right. Wilson right now going back on out of turn 1 out through here. Wilson now looks to cave in on the position. He challenges him up down out of turn 2 here. He challenges him to a duel. He says, "Good sir, I believe you have my spot, and that is my spot I want." As they bring him on down out of turn 3 and now we'll go down turn 4. The Kodiak 27 of Mark Thomas still trying to hang in there while the 53 of Wilson gives him a fight, puts up a duel. Damage up on the 27. I don't know how much of that's going to be cosmetic or how much of that is going to be legit problematic for him later. He has kind of caved that right side in a little bit, though. You can see it on the camera there out of turn 2. It is caved in a little bit. It is broken. We'll see if we can get you a better camera angle on that here in just a minute right now as they back him on through, right charging him on by. You can see right there, that's the damage you see right there. It's kind of caved in. That's where his problems are at the moment. and where he needs to stay focused at to kind of keep into that run and in that zone, especially when you got someone like Nicholas Wilson right here coming by down out of turn 2. Matt gone out through. Side by side, they take it over for second. Kruger is loving every minute of this with these two battling at it. Two hard throwing, hard racing guys coming at it right now, with Wilson trying desperately to stay ahead of the curves, trying to stay ahead of the run. Wilson looking to the inside, not quite going to get it there off that corner. It will still be Thomas's to lose. The Kodiak 27 has the run and keeps the momentum alive, while the Burgermeister of Wilson will desperately try to throw him a few more haymakers here in a minute. And with that also now, folks, we have come to this. We have reached the halfway point. Halfway through this, halfway through it all. Also, folks, at the end of the race, be sure to stay on tuned. We are going to have a little chit-chat and talk with our fellow drivers, as our top 3 will talk with us about their finish and how they were feeling on the racetrack here tonight. Running them on by pretty hard down in their corners here, down in their zone right now. Thomas giving it everything he can there out of turn 2 here, trying to run them on by. Nicholas Wilson giving it all she's got. Wilson brings it back down around out of turn 3, back on in. They get them by going here once more, as James Freddy Kruger, he gets himself a nice position in Mike's runs and a half here away from those two because they battled in so hard. He's currently 8 seconds ahead. Kind of just doing his own thing right now. Let's go on board here with him for a whole lap and see how he's holding on to that car. And I do apologize real quick to everyone at home. We did get word from our producers that we had a little bit of a malfunction on our audio error, so we had to get that back up. It looks like we've got it back up. So we do apologize for the loss of sound there. We did not mean for that to happen. A lot that goes at stake here, and of course I'm a one-man wrecking crew around here, so I'm pretty much doing all this on my own here with what I've got. So not gonna lie, I do forget things here and there, and the producers keep forgetting to remind me when I have something go wrong. So nevertheless, right now, Wilson starting to claim into position as he's got the 15 machine right in front of him here. Art Milne kind of trying to hang in there and trying to stay out of the zone right now. You can see on that little camera right now, Nicholas Wilson kind of clamoring in, getting himself a run and a half here to the inside. Wilson delivers the goods to the Port City Pirates, 15 of Art Milne. Caitlin Burns joins us on in now. Great to have you on board, Miss Caitlin. Right him on down that back straightaway here, challenging him on by here. Wilson still giving it a pretty solid run, a pretty solid connection here to the track. Kind of hanging in there, kind of staying in his zone, while the 21 there, Terry Dougie, after unfortunately getting caught up in that little issue earlier, has just been desperately trying to get himself back into the zone and into the spotlight, but right now, I don't think that car is going to have any chances here with the way he's going. So we were supposed to have 12 cars here tonight, but only 11 made it. Caleb Case was the unlucky dog out of everyone. He was not able to get into the shot here tonight. As you focus in on right now, Nicholas Wilson still getting a nice solid run here, catching up to positions and catching up on runs here right now. Mark Thomas, man, you can see the run and a half he's gotten there on his course and how hard he's hitting his momentum on line there. Staying in position and staying in that zone right now. He's doing a great job just doing what he needs to do to stay in this zone. Ard Milne doing everything he can to kind of hit them on by, kind of hit them by here as they continue through. Terry Dougie in the 21 machine, giving it all she's got, giving it everything she's got to try to challenge him in, but this right now is belonging to James Freddy Krueger. He is the man to beat, and when we return, we will show who is going to be the one to lay waste to the top, who will be the driver to beat at the end, and who will be the one to come forth and take home this title. When we return, we'll show you the ending of this one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back with some more old school ARCA series from Kentucky Speedway right here on PTM Racing TV. Tonight's race is brought to you in part by, of course, our good friends over at Affordable SEO and Marketing, with services provided like web design, pay-per-click advertising, logo design, business cards, shirts, ads, pins, candy, and more. It's time you outrank your competition online today. And by FEGPC.net with a special word from them. Let's hear it. Let's take it down to you guys. Take it.
Looking for a new PC or an upgrade to your current one? Look no further than Ford Entertainment Group, your home for the best quality and value in new, pre-built, and custom PCs at the lowest price guaranteed. We have affordable PC solutions for any budget, with custom builds starting at $595. Even the pros turn to Ford Entertainment Group to get them up and running. With valued customers from all over the world, it's easy to see why Ford Entertainment Group is the most trusted brand in custom PCs.
I wanted to save my awesome subscribers the most money when they started their sim racing journey, while I started trying low for the best deals. And I'm so proud that Jeffrey and I have partnered up so I can spread the good news about where to get the lowest price on a high quality computer.
Feel confident when buying from us with the FEG Satisfaction Guarantee. Get yourself on track today by visiting us online at FEGPC.net.
As we get back to the action right now, currently we're past our halfway point, past our halfway marker, but Terry Dougie giving a little bit of a battle here to the 53 of Nicholas Wilson. Wilson right now doing everything he can to kind of stay in that zone, stay in that run, but Terry maybe trying to teach him how to Dougie a little bit, giving some good battles here. Coming by here, Wilson right now giving it all she's got to stay in that zone, stay in that run right now. Our whole field working on by, working it on in currently. James Freddy, don't call him Freddy, I should say Krueger, has been the guy everybody's been challenging in, trying to catch up to tonight, but nearly 7 seconds ahead of the field here from Nicholas Wilson anyway. He seems to have this one all but settled in for a longer run if he could just keep it going. Mark Sikosi has just not been able to reclaim anything ever since that spin out there on turn 2. And because there are no stages here, there's no little things to help him out. That mistake is what's costing him big time here, and it's taken away everything for him. Mark Thomas right now doing everything he can as well to kind of stay in the position, stay in the zone. Running it in pretty hard right now, kind of giving himself a little chance or two. Tyler Hunt, after that little issue he had earlier, still a lap down, currently desperately trying to get that time back, trying desperately just to see if maybe there's something left in the tank, but with how fast and spread apart these guys are right now, I don't know if he's going to have time to catch back up and really get something going here. Johnny Taylor in that 3 Reese's Cups machine right now, kind of pulling away as well. He's in the 5th spot at the moment, currently with Tyler Hunt trying to catch him by here. He's got about 6.5 seconds ahead of Hunt. Well, that's not saying much though with Tyler Hunt, because he can find a way to catch up to you when you least expect it here, and you wouldn't even know it. James, don't call him Freddy Krueger, and then the Rudolph 25 machine right now got himself a nice run and a half going through with these corners and really giving himself a chance here to stay in that head, stay ahead of everybody else. Talk about running hard and running clean. He's been doing a great job of that all day long, but you know, that's the thing I've been kind of talking about earlier, was how well is he going to be able to keep doing that? You got a guy like Nicholas Wilson who, in my opinion, kind of a silent assassin when it comes to these kind of races. If there's one thing that kind of made me feel that way was back at Auto Club, when he took on the rattlesnake, Robert Kahn. Robert looked like he all but sealed that win up, but then the cautions kind of came back to haunt him. And on the last lap, Wilson with a surprise run and a half there on the corner takes it away from him. And that was a shocker in its own right and an incredible finish to believe it. But that's kind of the beauty of what these drivers have to deal with on a constant basis. How well they have to run those spots in and how well they have to battle them in through and through. Tyler right now trying to deal with that 821 machine of Terry Dougie as they back them on around their corners and in their positions here. Everybody out of run here, everybody out of position here, trying desperately to see if they can get something going for one another. And so far, it just has not quite been the way they've been looking for or what they wanted. Got the onboard camera here going for Terry Dougie right now, and you can see how well he's having to weigh into that momentum, how he's having to run into that position, trying and not quite getting the momentum runs once off those corners. Tyler Hunt right now just doing a great job, just kind of staying in that hunt, staying in a position to give himself a chance here. Wilson right now doing all he's got, doing everything he can. A little bit of a different departure considering where we came from in North Wilkesboro not too long ago. But, you know, the biggest thing with North Wilkesboro was it was just all about trying to outwit and outpace timing-wise. But in my opinion, the ARCA series was definitely more built for those short kind of style tracks. So North Wilkesboro, you know, even Thompson I would throw in there, or maybe even possibly a different kind of track like what's a good one here, folks? Maybe you guys can help me in the comments section. But I would say I would probably throw in Nashville Fairgrounds for that zone. I would probably throw in maybe South Boston. I'd probably throw in Southern National. I wouldn't throw in South Boston. There's quite a few tracks in there you could throw the ARCA series in, and I think you can pull off some great runs there. And, you know, say what you will about North Wilkesboro, but I thought that was a lot of fun to call, and it was pretty interesting to kind of call as it went. Caution may have been a little excessive, but, you know, that's just kind of racing for you. That's just stuff happens to any league or any series out there. Take it from here. I've been in this way too long. Real quick at home, I just want to make sure everything's good on your guys' end. It looks like on my end, it looks like I'm having some troubles with the stream. Is anybody else having troubles though? I want to make sure there's nothing else going wrong here tonight. As they back him on around down at turn 3, down in turn 4 here, Tyler is definitely on the hunt. He's going to make his way finally around James Freddy Krueger and get his lap back. But he's definitely got a long way to go before he can even think about taking this one home. So as they hard charge them around, James Freddy Krueger right now desperately trying to stay in that kind of kill area, kind of get himself a chance here. But with you got a lot of guys like Wilson catching up here in position about 5 seconds behind, and Thomas kind of leading his way in here as well. Could be anybody's guess on what's going to happen next between these drivers and what's going to go down for them. Looks like we got things taken care of on our end. Looked like there might have just been a little bit of an issue there. Looks like a snowstorm for what we just getting word right now from the compound. Currently the snowstorm's kind of hit us really hard here, so we're still working okay and we're doing all right, but we're definitely a little worried about coming out into problems here. Freddy Krueger right now, though, doing everything he's got to stay ahead in position and stay ahead in the zone, and he's doing a pretty good job of it right now. Been rolling him in hard, been rolling him in quick, and staying ahead of the zone. Wilson goes back into pit road, and he's going to lose all his time up at Sikosi now. Going to take over that third spot. Running them on by right now. Krueger, I gotta believe, he's gonna be thinking about pit road here eventually, but that's surprising to me. He hasn't gone in just yet. He's been kind of laying low right now, kind of doing his own thing. And Krueger now goes in pit road here, which will take care of business for Mark Thomas as he now takes over the race lead. And it looks like Thomas goes in pit road as well as Sikosi. The only one that stayed out right now, which that could be interesting to say the least here. And he's going to go in pit road as well right now. We're still battling with some of the drops right now currently at the problem here. So we do apologize again in advance. You see he's kind of cutting in and out or something's wrong on our end. James Freddy Krueger right now staying ahead of the zone, but Nicholas Wilson charging White back up to the front here as we're coming down to our final 30 laps or so here. I think we may have to cut the stream for just a minute here and try to get this re-rack stacked and all that here to get things taken care of. We're going to keep an eye on it, but it's definitely getting worse on our end. And looks like Wilson currently about 4 seconds back. Kruger still leads him on through, getting himself to fighting and a half here. Mark Sikosi in the 3rd spot right now, charging him on through, giving himself a chance and a half here. Folks, I think we're going to have to cut the stream for a minute, then we'll be right back. We're going to try to get things situated on our end here. Well, maybe now. Looks like things are finally getting a little bit better, I guess. Folks are sticking around here, so I guess we'll just let them stick around here for a minute and just let things go by. So. Arcicosi right now doing everything he can right now to stay in position, stay in his zone right now as they continue him by here. As we continue our charges here right now, Sikosi now moves on down the outside yet again there around that 21 of Terry Dougie. Terry Dougie gives himself a chance here. Quick question at home, if you can see what's going on stream right now, are we having any issues at all or anything problematic on our end? If you are, and let us know please, because I only want to make sure there ain't nothing going wrong on this end. If you guys are still with us and chatting around, please let us know. I know we've been kind of having issues that all season long and all year long, but there's nothing we can really do about storms, unfortunately, but I don't want to try to give you guys a bad show whatsoever. That's not what PTA Racing TV is all about. Speaking of Kruger right now, currently he's giving a bad nightmare to everybody out here, just showing what he's got. He is 4.5 seconds ahead of Wilson. Running them on through. Johnny Taylor right now, currently up in that top 5 spot. Top 5 right now looks to be this way here for the moment. Kruger, Wilson, Sikosi, and Hunt and Taylor. All jockeying for their own lines, all jockeying for their positions right now. Trying to get one last little shot into this one and trying to give himself a fighting position here. You actually see also with these drivers tonight, they're all driving their Chevrolets here. These ARCA Menards Chevrolets, man, they are fast, they're bad, but they are definitely tough to handle when things come around. You've got to be very, very suspicious and careful on how you run them in and how you run them on by every time around here. We haven't had a single caution all day long, which is pretty impressive considering what you guys saw last time in North Wilkesboro. Been a pretty good race, a pretty good area of zone for these guys and gals here tonight. But as we're coming down to the final, looks like 27 laps to go. Yeah, 26 now. This man right here, James Freddie Kruger, The 25 looks like he has all but sealed this one up and sealed up the fates of his drivers here. He's trapping them into the dream zone and starting to clear the way and clear the air. The Butcher brothers have been kind of at odds and at stakes with the Team Extreme Motorsports machine. It's just hard to believe, though, how well these runs have been coming from some of these guys and how well others have been able to manipulate and set them up just right. Tyler on the hunt still desperately trying to get something back, trying to get it going, but if he's going to catch anybody, he's got to literally have to go a second. He's lapping right now currently. Kruger's just way too far ahead and just stealing the show here in this case. Sikosi kind of working it by there. As you saw Wilson there a minute ago doing his own thing. Boss Morado right now going to go have a little fun here with Terry Dougie right now. Dougie currently a lot more laps back than Smeraldo. Smeraldo right now just kind of laying into that momentum and keeping his Chevrolet steed here. Running them back on in now, that old Chevrolet. Smeraldo will now challenge in there with the 21 of Terry Dougie, just trying to make a little bit more of a comeuppance there on Dougie. Looking to run him on by, running him on in pretty hard here, maybe trying to make an inside pass here. And you can see how hard Dougie is defending off Smeraldo right now, doing everything he can. Just can't get the runs he wants there. Running them through right now, still charging their way on in, giving it all they've got. Is there anything that Wilson could do to catch Kruger right now with only 22 laps to go? In my opinion, no, there's not, because Kruger right now has just been so consistent, so smart on his runs and kind of keeping his edge here. He's got a fresher set than Wilson does on tires wise, which means that's really going to be kind of a big problem for him late during this run. Running them on by here, still challenging them on in, giving themselves a fight and a half here, giving themselves a chance and to go with it. Right now, as we're going to show you guys the lap counter here as well. Show you the pit strategy real quick on how everyone's played into this one here tonight. And currently, as you see right there with our positions and our counter, Kruger and Wilson, Sikosi have all been pretty much kind of on the same even vote and keeping keel here, but the difference really has just been all about speed and timing here for others. While pit strategy-wise, you go to lap times, it's a much different story here. Take a look at this. Sikosi currently falling back a little bit from Wilson. Wilson doing a pretty good job staying in it, but then you got Kruger, who was definitely staying ahead there of Wilson for a little bit, but he was kind of catching up on him a little bit on those corners, and now with only 19 laps to go, seems to all but go to Kruger here as long as he can keep it going, keep the runs here. But man, this has definitely been the Kruger story here tonight. ride him on around right now. Currently, it's Kruger just kind of making his way here with Johnny Taylor. Not going to put him a lap down as well. Taylor right now doing everything he can to kind of stay in it, stay on pace, and stay in his even keel and zone. Right back on the attack and into the zone. Kruger just absolutely laying into this one, laying into position. As you can see, the three there, Johnny Taylor desperately just trying to stay ahead and maybe give himself a fighting chance here for the Team Extreme Motorsports boys. But right now, 15 laps to go. Kruger is all but kind of sealing this one away for himself and everybody else if he can just stay ahead of the zone and stay ahead of the curves here. Mark Sikosi now in the third spot. Got himself a pretty good run and a half here. Kind of stayed in the clearance area, clearance zone. Man, they've been doing a great job there, doing all they've got and hitting their marks and staying where they need to be, and it's definitely shown here tonight. Running them back on in. Everybody's still challenging their positions up, still running their lines on through, still seeing who will be able to outwit and outpace the other. Currently, Sikosi not going to have any time to catch up to Wilson. He's currently about 6 seconds back of him. Kruger about 5 seconds ahead of Wilson, and with only 13 laps to go, barring any mistakes or any issues here, I don't think he's going to have any problems. It's been a solid run and a solid race and a half. Kruger been staying ahead of everything in all the positions tonight. David Castelli, he's been kind of hanging in there, and Brian W. Wiggins, say what you will about him, but he's definitely given himself a fighting spirit tonight. Yeah, what can I say about Tyler Hunt? Had a strong start on the first half, but the second half not going the way he was hoping for, but it looks like he might be in the mood to change that right now. He's starting to gain some ground up on Mark Sikosi here as you look at the lap timer time-wise right now. Sikosi is getting hunted down quicker and quicker each lap, and Hunt is looking to try to possibly take home that third position here. We'll see if he's able to catch him here. How well they're running them in, how well they're running them on by. And I'll tell you this real quick as well, folks, if you guys are curious and you maybe are wanting to get into a league yourself, I would recommend probably doing these guys here. More cars on the track means more action for you and everything else around. They are running custom setups, but they are very kind and very keen to help you out and get things figured in so you can make sure you have a fighting chance out there. The final 10 laps now initiated here. Running them through it right now currently. Kruger just, right now, honestly, he's just kind of on cruise control. He's just not even caring no more. Mark Thomas right now going out of here. Brian W. Wiggins here between these two. Wiggins right now farther back away there from Thomas. Thomas right now about, I would say probably about 2 laps ahead there of Wiggins. Wiggins right now has got to be a little bit fuming for that and freezing, but you know, sometimes that's just the way the race goes for them. That's the way things play out for them. As they continue to challenge them on in, continuing to fight them on by here, giving everything they can here to stay in this run. running them through, getting their final laps here. Thomas kind of starting to catch a leeway here. Johnny Taylor kind of staying in that top 5 zone, and now this is what we were talking about earlier with only 7 laps to go. This is the battle for third between Sikosi and Tyler Hunt right now. Back down to the bottom goes Hunt, trying to challenge him in. Sikosi looking for a run and a half here to stay in that clever zone, get him a fight him on by. Sikosi trying desperately to keep him in the zone, to keep him out of the way, but Hunt, the old teammate of his, makes his run, and the Butcher Boys now have the guys in the top 3 all the way through. And those behind him are the Team Extreme Motorsports guys. They will stay in that top 5 here, but unfortunately, that's not the way they were hoping for this one. They were hoping to stay in the top 3. And right now, if anything goes wrong, I would say it had to be a pretty big mistake, because right now Kruger's just all but wrap this one up as long as he can just stay ahead of the zone. Now only has 5 laps to complete here, and just currently laying into this one. Easier said than done. Nicholas Wilson just kind of waiting for him to make a bobble or make a mistake. He's just been so consistent though all day long, not making mistakes, not doing anything wrong, just kind of running in his line when he needs to. Boss Morado right now though going to give us one last little battle, one last little shake-up here as he takes on the 53 of Nicholas Wilson. Both drivers going head on with one another, taking them on down out of their corners into the battle zone. Hey, back and through down out of turn 4 with only 4 laps to go right now. Smeraldo trying to maybe give himself a chance here. Try maybe to keep it in there with Wilson. Wilson right now though just starting to run away from him yet again here. Running them back on in. James Freddy Kruger now 3 laps to complete, 3 to go and 3 to be finished up here. What a run and a half he's had here tonight. What a battle he has been doing at it here. This has been some incredible stuff here, some good stuff on his end. To stay through all the way through, to not give an inch and not give any chance up to this. He is just looking to finish this one out and call it a day. Back on through. We have now 2 to go, and the white flag's coming out next time by James. Don't call him. Freddy Kruger has all but wrapped this one up at Kentucky Speedway, barring any mistakes here. The white flag is out as they come across here. They're looking for their finish here, coming down now. White flag is indeed in the air. Running them on through here down out of turn 1, down turn 2. James, don't call him Freddy Kruger. The Rudolph, the red-nosed reindeer with your light shine so bright. May you lead Kruger into the race win tonight. As he backs on down out of turn 3 into 4. Kruger will take home the W and take home the win. He is your Kentucky winner here tonight. And what a win it was for him. What a battle he had to go through and endure all day long. Fighting the car, fighting the battles, and fighting the demons. And putting them to rest here tonight before we go to Christmas break here. And if you guys are tuning out now, I just want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you all. Thank you again for your undying support and everyone coming out every time out. We do appreciate you guys. We love you guys. Thank you so much again. Always been a pleasure to have everybody here and have everyone come on by. So as we get one last little showcase in here. Kruger and Wilson gonna have a little bit of fun with this one here as we come to the end, come to the zone. And what a finish that was here tonight for these drivers as our results now are coming on in.